My name is Sarah. I am 30 years old. I live in a beautiful apartment with my husband, Mark. Mark is a carpenter. He works with wood. He creates chairs, tables, and cabinets. He is a man of few words. His hands are rough and calloused, but his heart is the softest thing I know. I work as a senior marketing manager. My world is fast. It is full of bright screens, expensive coffee, and high-pressure meetings. I earn a lot of money. I wear high heels and tailored suits. When I come home, the house is always warm. Mark always has a meal ready. He fixes everything that is broken. He brushes my hair when I am stressed. He says, "Rest now, Sarah. The world can wait." But slowly, a shadow grew in my heart. I started attending gala dinners with my colleagues. I saw their husbands. They were lawyers, doctors, and CEOs. They spoke about stocks, international travels, and luxury cars. They drove cars that cost more than our apartment. I looked at Mark. He smelled of cedarwood and glue. He was happy with a simple book and a cup of tea. One evening, my friend Alina said, "Sarah, Mark is so talented. Why doesn't he open a big furniture factory? He could be a millionaire. Why is he just a simple carpenter?" That question stayed in my head. It turned into fire. I started to change. When Mark showed me a beautiful birdhouse he made, I didn't smile. I said, "It's just wood, Mark. Why don't you dream bigger? Look at Elena's husband. He just bought a private villa." Mark looked at me. He didn't get angry. He only said, "I like making things with my hands, Sarah. It makes me feel alive." "It doesn't make us rich," I snapped. From that day, the silence in our house became cold. I stopped thanking him for dinner. I stopped noticing how he rubbed my tired feet. I only saw what he wasn't. I saw a man who wasn't successful by my new standards. I pushed him. I told him he was lazy. I told him he had no ambition. One morning, Mark left a note. "I will be home late. I have a new project." I was happy. I thought, finally, he is listening. He is going to make real money. Mark started working from 5 a.m. until midnight. He took on extra work at a construction site far away. He came home covered in white dust and bruises. He looked thin. His eyes lost their sparkle. But I didn't care. I saw the money he started putting on the table. $3,000 extra every month. I bought the designer bag I wanted. I felt equal to my friends. One rainy Saturday, I was cleaning the attic. I found an old, dusty box under Mark's workbench. Inside were hundreds of envelopes. I opened one. It was a letter from an orphanage. "Dear Mr. Mark, thank you for the handmade desks. The children finally have a place to study." I opened another. It was from a local clinic. "Thank you for fixing our roof for free. Mark, we couldn't have stayed open without you." There were many more. Letters from widows, from poor families, from elderly neighbors. Mark hadn't been lazy. He had been spending his free time building things for people who had nothing. He never charged them. He gave his talent away as a gift to the world. And the $3,000 extra he was giving me now, I found his notebook. He wasn't running a business. He was working as a manual laborer at a dangerous night construction site, carrying heavy stones just to give me the luxury I demanded. My heart stopped. I looked at the bruises on his hands in my memory. They weren't from success. They were from pain. That night, Mark didn't come home at 12. At 1 a.m., the hospital called. Mark had collapsed from exhaustion and dehydration. I ran to the hospital. When I saw him lying there, so small and pale under the white sheets, I hated myself. I looked at my expensive bag and felt sick. When he woke up, he looked at me and whispered, "I'm sorry. I haven't earned enough for the car you wanted yet. Give me one more month." I broke down. I fell on my knees by his bed. "No, Mark. Please, stop." I was blind. I was so blind. I told him about the letters. I told him I finally saw the man he really was. "You aren't just a carpenter," I sobbed. "You are the pillar of this community. You are the kindest soul I have ever met. I don't want the money. I want you back." Mark reached out his rough, scarred hand and wiped my tears. He smiled that same calm smile. "I just wanted you to be happy, Sarah." "I am happy because you are my husband," I said. "That is my only success." From that day, our life changed. Mark went back to his small workshop. He still makes furniture and he still helps the orphanage. I quit my high-stress job and took a simpler role with fewer hours. We don't have a villa. I don't have a new diamond ring. But every morning, when the sun hits the wooden table Mark built, I feel like the richest woman in the world. I learned that some men build empires of gold, but my husband builds an empire of love. And gold can never compare to the warmth of a man who gives his whole life just to see you smile. True success is not what you have in your bank account. It is who you have by your side when the world goes dark.